Jim Krenn, No Restrictions with Todd DeFazio.
So this is kind of this is my big news story for you that I saw. There's a guy in Japan that almost died from eating a blowfish this week.
Oh, gee.
Yeah, and he ate the liver, so whatever it was he wasn't supposed to eat, or the chef didn't do it right. And I was reading, it takes 6 years for a chef to eat to prepare this stuff for a blowfish chef. Like 2 years in school and then 4 years as an apprentice. Would you eat blowfish? Would you even eat something that could kill you if the chef didn't make the right move?
No. And how do you,
Mark,
how
would
do
you
you
do
learn that you did it right?
Would you eat that, Mark? Because imagine if we died, how people would laugh at my funeral.
Well, the fact that
Right? Well, I mean, I would expect you guys to laugh if I died from a blowfish. If I went and said, how did he go? What happened? He said, he just went blow. As soon as his head, he would say blowfish. You guys would put your head down, and Mark would bite his lip, laugh. You guys would then get somber again until the next person said, how did he die? They say blowfish, and then everyone laugh again.
Yeah. But, I mean, with your comedic background and all the things you've done, that's probably the best way to go.
Yeah, I guess it would be a cool way. Blowfish.
You died as you lived. You gave everybody a laugh.
Died. Yeah, there you go. I like what you're thinking there. That's nice, Todd.
But who's the guy that tests the blowfish? Like, who's the blowfish tester at the blowfish school?
I don't think there's a blowfish tester. Well, yeah, maybe. Is there? Do you think? Well, yeah, I guess if you're starting, it's 2 years to learn. Turnover's very high. It's a very high turnover. If you flunked out, you're dead.
Oh.
If you didn't pass, you're done. But think about that. It's like a prestigious thing if you become a blowfish chef in Japan. So, like dinner parties, parents are bragging about their kid in medical school, and there's some parent in Japan going, "Oh, really? Well, my son is studying blowfish at Monica Lewinsky Academy in Japan."
On the back of the minivan, they have a bumper sticker that says, "My son's an honor student at Blowfish U."
That's right, Blowfish U. That
t-shirt.
would be a basketball or football team to play for. Blowfish U. Imagine the mascot. That'd be an impressive mascot, man. I mean, blowfish is something you don't see. Like, when in Japan, they have cheap versions. Like, hey, we got blowfish buffet, $9.95, all you can eat in Japan. I don't know. I've never been there to Japan. It is. So I don't. Blowfish is the kind of thing like in Pittsburgh we'd have that uncle. If it was here, if it was a popular thing here, it'd be like, you know what, Jimmy? I don't know why you go and spend all that money on blowfish when you go to Costco and get blowfish and make it. You can make enough for 4 days. 4 days of that stuff.
And now back to Jim Krenn, No Restrictions with Todd DeFazio.
High school is so much fun. I had a good experience in high school. Went to North Catholic High School on Troy Hill. It was in Troy Hill now. It's out toward Cranberry, Mars area now, North Catholic. But it was a lot of fun on the north side. We had some characters, man, and some great teachers, and just a great school. So it's real. But I actually have a good memory of my senior prom. It was a lot of fun for North Catholic. My buddy, I wasn't going to go, and I finally, I don't know how I got the guts to do it. My buddy John Jordan and Jim Hickey helped me out to get the guts to ask a cheerleader, a beautiful young lady, Sherry Soberhart. She's a Pittsburgh girl. I see her from time to time. I haven't seen her in a few years. She showed up a couple shows here and there. I'd see her when I do stand up, and she looks just as beautiful. I was lucky, to have her as a prom date. So it was really cool. So we went all out. In John, JJ, we call him John Jordan, he's the funniest guy. He's a great guy now. I know him too. I haven't seen him in a little while, but we do see each other from time to time. But John's a great guy. And he said, hey, let's pitch in and get a limo, tuxes, gangster hats, the whole thing. We went gangster.
Very nice.
Yeah, we're city kids.
Yeah.
That's the way we do it. We had the Lamont.
Yeah.
Stairway to Heaven was our prom theme.
Oh, geez.
Huh? How about that?
That's cool.
That's
a cool prom thing. I can't remember mine.
You can't remember yours? It was 2 years ago, for crying out loud.
Oh, man. Mine?
How old are you now?
Oh, I'm coming up on my 25th reunion.
You told me you were 22. He lied. Yeah, write that down. Don't lie. You're supposed to learn. He wrote it down for your internship. But Your prom. You don't remember? Did you go?
Yeah, I went.
You tell me you don't remember. Did you drink green alcohol or something? What happened? You don't remember?
I actually did drink alcohol at the prom, but it wasn't.
You could tell. You can't remember it.
It's such a cool story, though. Are you done with your story?
Yeah, that was it. My prom. I was lucky just going on a date.
Well, my first prom, I went to when my sophomore year. I believe it was '91. Mm-hmm. Penguins fresh off the Stanley Cup win.
Nice.
Our prom was at
prom year.
Our prom was at Donzi's.
You just go down Donzi's for your prom. We went to Lamont. We were high class. We were high rolling. But you went down Donzi's. That's as Pittsburgh as you can get, man. Where's your prom? Down Donzi's, man. We're down Donzi's. It's beautiful.
So
there's yachts down there. A big yacht.
The after prom was in the club Donzi's, but Donzi's was open during the prom, so they had like a private room above Donzi's.
Oh, yeah, you had a private room at Donzi's, of course.
So there was a lot of buzz in the prom in the downstairs in the club.
Yeah.
Troy Loney, Yarmer Yager, and I think it was Kevin Stevens.
Oh, my God.
Were in the bar with the cup.
Wow.
They came up into the prom with
the
cup.
I'm getting goosebumps.
And I got to drink champagne out of the cup on my
on your prom night?
Yeah.
Wow.
That was one of the coolest things I've ever experienced.
You're Dan. I can imagine at the prom, they're walking around going, "Hey, Lacey, Troy Loney's down there. He's got a yacht tied up to the docks." Where's your high school?
Keystone Oaks. Golden Eagles, baby.
Golden Eagles. Troy Loney's down there. Guess who else? I ain't going to name drop. I don't have to. Yarmer Yager is down there.
What was funny is he wasn't 21 yet either.
No.
At that time.
No.
He was under 21 in the club.
Czechoslovakia. He's 21. It's an international thing.
And now back to Jim Krenn, No Restrictions with Todd DeFazio.
Anyway, I have a dog named Larry, a little Chihuahua. And Larry Richard and I are doing a lot of charity work together recently. And what happens is, for some reason, every once in a while, when we joke about it, my wife would, if I was talking about Larry the dog, she'd mistake it as Larry Richard. Larry Richard's Larry. She's confused. Yeah. She goes, "You mean Larry?" No, whatever. It's like stupid, I know. But the ultimate happened a few months ago, which was I took Larry the dog to the vet. And now, in my wife's defense, she's a beautiful, intelligent woman. I should have said vet, but I didn't. I said doctor. So I took Larry, and I sitting there at the kitchen table. My wife's having coffee with me, and I say, I took Larry to the doctor yesterday. So she looks at me like concerned. How often do you take a friend to the doctor?
Right.
Like, what's this about? Now, it's Larry the dog, but I don't know. I'd have no idea. She doesn't know this. And she goes, is Larry all right? And I said, yeah, he's fine. He just had to have a few shots. Other than that, he's good. And I said, there's one thing. She said, what? And I said, the doctor said he has these little anal glands around his anus that fill up with fluid. Now, she looks horrified. Her face turns white. She puts her card, looks at me, what? Like, I'm like, I remember. I'm thinking it's Larry the dog. I'm like, it's okay. It's okay. It's not serious. The doctor says every once in a while, I just got to reach around and squeeze him for him. Yeah. She realized we both fell down laughing, but I mean, I wouldn't. Larry's close, but I wouldn't. Yeah, Larry the dog, I barely could do it for, but
And now back to Jim Krenn, No Restrictions with Todd DeFazio.
And as you know, the show's very serious, of course, with things like this and talk politics and all things.
Very highbrow.
Very highbrow. One of the things we've done since we have, Andrew, the intern, and Todd, you're new to the show and everything. And,
right. This is the first time I've had an intern.
One of the.
I've usually been the guy at that.
You're the intern?
I used to be, but now I'm not.
The intern's good, though.
Yeah,
being an intern's great, right?
Great.
All right. Well, one of the things you got to do, the audience knows this, and Mark, we've never done this with Mark either. Bloom's your porn name. We just real quick. Of course, the porn name is your first animal that you've ever had, and the street you grew up on. Mine is, and a lot of people listening know, is Ralph Penn Avenue Rear. Yeah, is my porn name, Ralph Penn Avenue Rear. Yes, exactly. That's a headliner name, right? That's a star. Mark the porn name is your first animal you ever had in a street you grew up on. What is your? Mine's Ralph Penn Avenue Rear. What is your porn name? So we know is your porn name. So like Ralph was my first pet, the cat, Ralph the cat, and then Penn Avenue Rear is where I grew up.
The name of the animal?
The name of the animal and the name of the street you grew up on.
Well, the
and
animal
that's your porn
was a snake.
name.
And
what was his name?
I called him Snake.
That's good. Snake is good. So your Snake is a good porn name, by the way. So what street did you grow up?
Creative with that Mountain Avenue.
Mountain
Avenue.
Is that not a great porn name? Snake Mountain Avenue.
Snake Mountain.
We could co-star in a movie, Snake Mountain Avenue and Ralph Penn Avenue Rear. Huh?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I think it's Snake Mountain Avenue. Mark's first pet was a snake.
This snake was
Big. Well, this is go Big Snake Mountain Avenue. Let's add that. Big Snake Mountain Avenue. That's Big Snake Mountain Avenue. Mark, you just may have the best porn name I've ever heard in my entire life of doing this, man. I've done it for years. Oh, God. Big Snake Mountain Avenue, Ralph Penn Avenue Rear, and Todd, what's yours?
Paco Edgewood.
Paco Edgewood.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
I had a German Shepherd.
Paco.
His name was Paco.
Paco Edgewood.
Paco Edgewood. And I grew up on
Paco
Edgewood
Edgewood.
Avenue in Castle Shannon.
Paco Edgewood would be the porn star that kind of does some mainstream movies, too.
Right.
Drew, what's yours? Andrew the intern.
Dotsy Graybrook.
What's a Dotsy Graybrook?
Dotsy Graybrook, yep.
Dotsy Graybrook.
That's not bad. Like, you could see that somewhere.
A female.
That's good. It means you don't watch a lot of porn.
Yeah.
Because Dotsy Graybrook, I don't know, but
Couldn't tell you. I have no
I'm not
idea.
sure, Drew.
That's like,
Dotsy
I see
Graybrook.
80s porn.
Girl
Girl with big fluffy
no,
hair.
With Dotsy Graybrook,
feathered.
Dotsy Graybrook, he would be like
really-
the comedy
really
porn.
descriptive.
He'd be the comedy porn.
I'm kind of a connoisseur.
There's always a funny porn guy, and it'd be right. There's always some little
right.
comedy porn. Be like Dotsy Graybrook.
I'm on a
He's
kick.
here, like that.
I'm on a kick lately of
Every him.
watching cosplays like the Avengers.
No.
That's my new go-to.
And now back to Jim Krenn, No Restrictions with Todd DeFazio.
I'm excited.
And I
today,
am
Jim.
so excited, Todd, and honored because there's a young lady who's a guest on the show, real proud of,
right.
Gabby Barrett, American Idol.
It's
Yay,
amazing.
Gabby!
Thank you, Madison Square Garden.
Gabby's the greatest. She's the greatest.
How you doing?
She's nice enough to come in and hang out with us at Bloom's. I'm not surprised because she's a down-to-earth
Right.
Pittsburgh girl, and that came through on camera to me. That Pittsburgh humility. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You got talent beyond talent, and that must have been wild for you on American Idol as a little girl in Pittsburgh watching the show. Did you sit there and think, I'd like to do that one day? Did you think you wanted to do the show?
Yeah, I'd watched American Idol since I was very, very young. The first season that I actually watched was the year that Carrie Underwood won, so in 2005. I remember, I was 5. I don't remember her, like, competing, but I do remember her winning. I told her this when I met her, too. I was like, I remember your hair being all wavy, and my parents actually voted for her. And so the older that I got, the more I paid attention to the things that she did and she said and what kind of example she was. So I always looked up to her. And ever since then, when I seen her win, I wanted to be on American Idol. That was always my dream.
But here you are, you're only 18, right?
Yes.
You're just beginning.
I know.
Kiddo.
I
It's
know.
just starting for you. It's fantastic. And, the big question I want to ask, and you don't have to answer it because it's a personal question, but what does Ryan Seacrest smell like?
He
I was
smells
picturing
pretty good.
I was picturing sandalwood and jasmine.
Yeah, some like lavender.
Are you picking up more of a lavender note?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
I'll go
picking up
lavender.
some lavender.
I'll go lavender.
Some sweet scent. He's one of the most genuine people I've ever talked to in my life.
Really?
Yes.
That's good to hear.
You can just sit there and talk to him and he's been doing his job for how many
Forever.
years,
Yeah.
And
And
for
some of
you to be
those-
able to sit there and talk to him is really nice.
Yeah, because some of those people could be so pompous, right?
Right.
I mean, they look good on camera. They look friendly on camera and
Sure.
off camera. They're like, big time.
Absolutely. I've met a few, that are like that.
Yeah?
And he's not at all.
Now, I love Katy Perry. Right? And she's great on the show. She seems like she's goofy funny.
She is.
I was going to ask you, off camera,
Yeah.
is she a little bit goofy?
She's the
which
same
I like?
exact way that she is On camera and off too, she's very goofy and is just very personable with people.
That just cracks me up, man.
Did the judges interact with you guys a lot off camera?
Yeah, we actually got to talk to them a lot. I got to talk to Luke Bryan for a good amount of time, especially whenever we were rehearsing, doing the song that we did together on American Idol. But Lionel Richie's like everybody's dad. He's like there for everybody. And then Katie was just real silly, and Luke just everybody did their part correctly and just gave us lots of words of wisdom throughout the whole thing.
I had two moments that were as a fan watching, we were going, wow, that's like a unbelievable moment, okay? One, I thought, and you blew me away when you did a Whitney Houston song, all right? And Lionel Richie gets up and goes, I knew Whitney, and you nailed it and all that. I'm like, wow. Because you forget the history, right? And it's like, he knew her and all, and so, he's not just going to throw that out just for TV. He meant that. And that must have been a cool feeling for you.
It was, especially because I was really sick whenever I sang.
You're kidding.
Yeah, when I sang Whitney Houston, I had laryngitis, bronchitis, and a sinus infection, and I was going to the doctor. They were trying to give me the most powerful medicine you could possibly take. I was so sick. And we all have in-ear monitors, specially molded into our ears, and in rehearsal, the show day, mine blew out.
You're kidding.
So I had to use generic in-ears,
Gabby.
and it was just, I was sick. And somehow I pulled it off.
You know what?
I don't know how.
That's your
but
Pittsburgh
the Lord's
in you. That's your
help.
the Lord, and you're right. It's a blessing, and it's a Pittsburgh toughness.
Yes.
No excuses.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh is right. We don't make no excuses. Gabby said, I ain't worried about that. I got it right out.
Right?
Ain't no problem here. And the other moment was when you're singing "Don't Stop Believing."
Yes.
And there's Steve Perry.
Insane.
What was that like? He's
you
in the
didn't
audience.
you didn't know that he was there when you did it, right?
No, and I'm really glad they didn't tell me before. And it
Right.
was like, act it out, because I would have peed myself on the stage.
I'm telling you.
As soon as I looked over to my right, I knew exactly who that was. I looked at his face, and I just remember watching him all the time, like on my phone and on my computer growing up, because my dad was a big fan of, Journey and Steve Perry, and he went to his concerts and stuff like that. So I got to, watch him perform and just see him live. And
story about Steve Perry actually didn't allow them.
Yeah, give him.
Yeah, come on, Dad. Let's get Dad in here. We got to get Dad.
Introduce Dad.
It's a great guy.
The really exciting thing of it was that Journey wasn't allowing anybody on American Idol to sing their music.
Okay.
And then they
that.
came to Gabby one of the nights and said, "Hey, come check this email out." Steve Perry actually specifically said Gabby was the only
said in the
contestant
email.
that could
Wow.
sing
Said
a
only
Journey song.
for Gabby
That's why
Barrett.
he came to
That's
meet
great.
Gabby.
That's
So
huge honor.
Dad, this is
That was really cool,
a
Dad.
Blaze, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, we met a long time ago in a Blaze, but great guy and beyond proud. But the cool thing about this is, like when you're doing this, and I know she had to have the talent young as a kid, and you have so many people that the thing is, it's the hardest business in the world to break through, like you have broken through. But also you do have the major league talent. And Gabby, you're too nice to know, but how many times have you heard people walk up and go, "Hey, look, my kid
Yes,
can
I hear
sing.
Exactly.
You gotta hear her sing." And then you're at the fire hall and you're, "I believe the children are future." Like, oh my God, like she's fantastic.
That is so
I love her.
Right.
But then Gabby could really sing.
Right.
But so you knew in your heart, you must have known if she gets that
Early
break,
on,
it's going to
and
happen.
I didn't want to be a parent like that, so I made.
He would
I
actually use a
changed
different
my
last name on emails and stuff, so
Really?
people
Yeah.
didn't associate, me and him.
To
like,
make
so
it
they
tougher.
Knew I wasn't
Yes.
a dance mom.
Right.
Yeah,
You weren't the
Dance mom,
pusher.
I didn't want them to
No.
think that I didn't know what I was talking about. I would just say, let her perform, and then you could tell.
And that's the thing about, I think, God, when God blesses someone with a talent like that, they will be found, and you were found. That's a special talent you have, and you know that. Now that's why I like the humility. The dad must instill in you, and family members, because it's important.
What pain will do, how that instill humility.
Yeah.
Because early on I thought she had a phenomenal voice, and I thought it was going to be easy.
Yeah.
Right.
Wait, she can really sing. This
Sure,
is gonna be
it's
a
going to happen
cakewalk.
easy.
And it wasn't.
No,
It didn't.
no. The entertainment business is 99% rejection, right?
right,
Exactly.
yeah,
Right?
99.9.
99.9.
Yeah.
But as a comedian, I got to ask Gabby, if it ever happens, and this is only a dream, if you ever get to headline at Kennywood, I want to open for you. If you ever touch that stage at
Sounds
Kennywood,
like a deal.
all right?
Deal.
I'll have
It's
your number.
confirmed.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a dream. That's a dream.
You're not asking much, right?
Yeah, we're a couple years away from the headline Kennywood stage.
So you asked that, and I asked her to rent Kennywood for a day.
Well, that's good too. Yeah, we can do the
Even
Thunderbolt a lot,
Yes,
and all that stuff. So now it's such a whirlwind for you right now. You're all over, media and everything. What's next now? What do you and Dad sit down and figure out what's next, kind of thing? Is there one of those things
We used to sit down. Now it's just go.
So you're moving.
Nashville.
Nashville's next.
She met a rocker on the stage.
Okay.
She met or on the show.
Yeah.
Kate. I mean, he's absolutely amazing. I don't know if you guys.
I do know.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw him. He's very talented and he's great. And
I like his voice. He has that rock voice, and
real good country.
I was really shocked that
so.
he wasn't in that top 3.
Yeah.
you got a out of that show. You got a career and a boyfriend.
Yep. Yeah.
Pretty good year,
it's
bud.
crazy how right? It's crazy how things
Pretty
work
good year,
out.
right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Not bad at all.
But tomorrow I'm actually going to be with Mark Wahlberg and his brothers.
They invited her
At Wahlberg's.
Yeah.
Are you going to get a burger there? What do you think
Heck
you're going to get?
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I have to go. I have to try
Triple
this burger.
Absolutely.
something.
Triple something.
Triple bacon cheeseburger.
That's why I love Gabby. That's a
That's her
Pittsburgh
girl
right there.
right
There's
there.
no vegan stuff.
No. I'll take one of
She
everything.
doesn't hold back.
That's
No.
it. I'm an only child. That's my little sister
Yeah,
right there.
right.
That's ready to chip off the old block.
You don't want to date her, and
I could teach Gab, give him some cigars, and teach her all my bad habits. So she got the cheeseburgers down. But now, when are you going to go into a studio? You think and do an album kind of thing? Did they talk to you about that later?
Well,
The people from Idol.
we have a big meeting with them on next Friday. So we're going into the meeting
Different
with
record label
right,
people.
Right between.
Okay,
that. I don't
and
know
then-
if you guys know who BB Rexa is.
I do.
You know her. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
She from McKees Rocks.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, she could be.
Okay.
But she's what's big right now. In
Okay.
film. She's a kind of where Gabby could have went. Like she is definitely on
Right.
the beat, but then she's with Florida Georgia Line.
Right.
That's
One of my
biggest-
favorite songs right now.
Exactly.
Okay.
So she's big. She wants Gabby to come down and record with her.
Huh.
So we're gonna squeeze that.
So
in.
would that be a track on hers or yours?
It would be mine. She wants to write we want to write together.
Okay.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
very talented songwriter.
So that'll transition
And-
you on both charts. You'll,
Yes.
once you come
Yeah.
out, you'll be transitioning on pop and on the country chart.
right.
But that's your vision. That's what you said. It's like a little
Right.
bit of every different style. So that's what I'm looking
I
for
mean,
in your
country
album.
isn't even country now. It's like
Right.
it is pop
It's
country.
more pop.
And everything's becoming a crossover. Like everybody's like Carrie Underwood did a song with Ludacris. I mean,
That's right.
what the heck? So
How about-
I mean, everything kind of combining.
Jim,
Which
how
is
about
cool.
We
Yeah.
do
great.
Gabby Barrett and Stanley P. single.
I already got the album.
All right.
You have a vision for
Give-
that?
I do. I just pictured the album.
Cover.
We'll call it Pure Pittsburgh. Gabby, of course, is the center. And then I'm like that silhouette in the back, like the bad graduation pictures, just staring off in this space. In this-
What would Stanley sing for Gabby?
Aliyah. That's our song.
Oh, yeah.
Aliyah. We're going to do a duet of Aliyah. It's a secret. We didn't want to reveal it yet.
Yeah.
We're going into the studio next week. Donnie Harris's production. Website. You have websites and all this stuff. Anything we can, because it's coming up. or is it
Social
coming?
media.
Social media.
Instagram and Twitter is Gabby Barrett _ and Facebook is Gabby Barrett 5. iTunes, I have a song that's number 31 on the charts right now. It's called Jesus and My Mama. It's my song.
Let's help get
Just
that
let
up.
31.
Let's help
I'm going to
get
buy
up.
it right. I'm going to get it right after this
Please
is over.
do. I'd
And
get
let's
to
everyone
iTunes.
out there. We got it. We got to support Gabby Barrett. I'm telling you, this girl is pure Pittsburgh, and you made us
Ian.
so proud. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you so much for
See,
having
there
me.
you go. There you go. Thanks,
See how
Dad.
slow she did it?
Yeah, Blaze, thanks for coming down
brother.
too.
Very
Bringing it.
much.
You guys are the great.
Thank
Gabby, you're
you.
the best, son.
Thank
you so much.
Appreciate you guys
Appreciate it.
very much.
No restrictions.